Hi lovelies, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be testing out free Instagram patterns. All but one of these patterns are new to me. One of them is my tried and true that I offer in my shop and I've loved it. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. So the first pattern I have is this cute chubby leggy froggy. I've actually never done a leggy froggy, and the first time I tried to do one was when I first started crocheting, and as I was crocheting it, it didn't come out the best, so I just kind of gave up and I didn't do it. So I decided to give it another try. This is just a different take to a leggy froggy because it's like a little chubby one, and I actually really prefer this better than, the typical skinny leggy froggies. And this is Francis the Frog. So yeah, this was such a cute pattern. I had no issues with this pattern. So the way it was written is the way that I crocheted it. I didn't have to adjust anything. So yeah, very, very great pattern. Highly recommend. And it's such a cute, different take on, a typical leggy froggy. So the next pattern I have is also like a creature that I've never crocheted before, and it's this axolotl. And I feel like that might be surprising because axolotls, leggy froggies are just like one of the most popular things to crochet, but I've just never done it personally. Because same thing, I remember I tried a pattern and it was very difficult for me to understand and to do. And this was when I first started crocheting. As I'm getting more experience with crochet and understanding, I'm going back to things that I might have rejected in the past when I first started. So yeah, it's this cute little axolotl and I love it. Yeah, it's just I feel like this is just a perfect size for a plushie, especially for markets if you're trying to create something quickly. I had no issues with this pattern. The only thing I will say though is that the feet came out a little funny for me. So that's just something that when I create it, I'm going to have to adjust a little bit. And again, this could be based on my tension. So tension is very funny. It's different for everyone. So you might crochet this pattern and have no, it might come out perfectly. You won't have to adjust anything, but just be mindful for patterns that I'm showing you. You might have to adjust bobble stitches just based on your tension, but I don't think that takes away from being a great pattern, making minor changes. I still love it and I would still create this again just because I love how cute it is and I think it's just such a fun pattern to crochet. So the next pattern I have is this cute little chameleon. I think he is so stinking cute. Again with the bobble stitches, the only thing I would want to adjust is this bobble stitch just to align it a little bit more. But everything else was written perfectly. I had no issues with it. These little spikes on his back, you surface crochet those. And for anyone who is new to crocheting and doesn't really understand crochet terms, so surface crochet, the most simple way I can explain it is, let's say you finish your piece and you're done and everything. So you're gonna have to insert your hook into wherever the directions tell you. So for this one, you have to insert the hook into his body, so right here. And then you're gonna chain one, and as the pattern tells you what to do, then that's what surface crochet is, because you're on the surface of your project and you're crocheting as opposed to just working it all in one round. His tail, I will say you do have to roll up because his tail is quite long. Well, it's not that long, but you have to roll it up and then sew it onto his back. But I would still consider this no sew because it's not like I'm having to sew on anything to the plushie. It's just that you're sewing it down to his back. It's very minimal, extremely minimal. It probably took me less than a minute to just roll up his tail and sew it onto his back. But yeah, I think this is such a great pattern, and this was such a great find because I've actually never crocheted anything of this nature. So yeah, highly recommend this pattern. It is so stinking cute and I absolutely love it, and I hope you guys try that one out because it's so fun. It's such an interesting pattern. So next I have these cute little pandas, and I made a classic black and white panda, and then I actually made a red panda. So red pandas have little white ears, and their body is actually more, it has black in it. So they have like orange heads, or red heads, and then their body is black. But I tried doing that and it kind of looked a little funny, so I decided just to make it like this. Yeah, I think it still came out cute, and this is my first ever red panda actually. So I really love this pattern panda, you guys. Like, there's a pattern panda that I typically use, and it's also free on Instagram. I'll insert a picture. But I'm gonna have to say that I think I love this one a little bit more. The original panda pattern that I use, I still love it and I still think it's great. But I don't know, I'm really loving this one. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, you guys. And I just realized I forgot to add some blush on this panda. I'm gonna have to do that later, but I like to add little blush to my plushies. I think it gives it just a little bit more character. So the next pattern I have is also something I've never crocheted before. So it's this cute alpaca. This was so cool to crochet because I've just never done this animal before, and I had such a fun time crocheting it. I will say for this pattern, I did have to adjust quite a bit. And again, that might just be because of my tension. So you might experience something completely different. So I did have to adjust his little tail in the back. The same with his feet, I had to adjust the bobble stitches with his nose and his ears. So it was quite a bit that I had to adjust, but I don't think that takes away, like I said earlier, I don't think that takes away from being a great pattern. I still had fun making it, and I would still make it again. I actually want to make it again, but in different colors. And yeah, I think it's just such a unique and cool pattern. I really appreciate that these pattern artists have free patterns, because as I've created patterns, I know all the work that goes into it. And yeah, just having to adjust a little bit of things on a pattern, to me, doesn't turn me away from it. And yeah, I think it's just such a great pattern, and I definitely think you guys should try it out. Just be mindful of those adjustments that you might have to make, but that's just my personal experience. Everyone crochets differently and everyone has different experiences. But yeah, guys, I still highly recommend it, and I think it was just so fun to crochet. I really loved it, and it worked up so fast because I mean it's so tiny. So the last pattern I have is this cute little ducky in a froggy hat, and this is a pattern that I offer on my shop, and this is just a tried and true pattern for me. The way that it's written works perfectly for me. I don't have to adjust anything. So how you're seeing it is the way that it's written. I don't have to adjust anything with this pattern, and I love this pattern. And this little baby is actually going to its forever home. So this was an order I had. And yeah, you see, these are just really good sellers. People love these, and for good reason. They're so adorable, and I highly recommend this pattern. So these are all the cuties I have for you guys today. I hope you guys try these patterns and really love them. I had so much fun crocheting these. I have been in a little bit of a funk lately with crocheting. These patterns have given me, they inspire me, and yeah, they were just so fun to create and crochet. So I hope you guys try them out, and if you do, let me know which ones you love. And that's gonna be it for the video, lovelies. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time, loves. Bye.